What's up, Zox fan? We're back with some more Etheria Restart. Now, we have another one of the new characters being teased, Viper, the Roving Center. Now, what's been really exciting me with a lot of these characters is I thought that a lot of the new characters that were being showcased in a lot of the new game trailers, the advertisements that they've been doing, I thought that they were going to be SSRs, right? I was pretty certain. I was like, man, these are kind of looking good. But all in all, this game has been doing, I feel like personally, a really solid job with creating really good looking characters in all rarities. So you're not just getting good looking characters in the SSRs, but you're also getting good looking characters in the SRs. So this is another character that's going to be what I would say a lot easily or more easily accessible versus him being an SSR, which obviously you would have to, typically in most gachas be up against lower rates to try to obtain that character. Now, what's really cool is that he has the title The Wandering Center, and his affiliation is with the Dream Club. Now, I don't want to get too deep into the Dream Club, but that was one of the stages we did playtest in the CBT. Now, I know for some of you guys that are looking for more gameplay, if you guys go to my live streams and you look for the Etheria Restart beta live streams, that will give you so much information on just how the game works, the gearing system, the pet system, etc. Because I know I had a lot of you guys asking about that. And that's typically the first question that I see is like, wait, where's the gameplay? It is actually gameplay. I think some people even thought the game was an action RPG. It's actually turn-based, right? So just wanted to throw that in there real quick. But with Viper, it goes to say, Viper, you are a still person of some standing in this area. If someone is blind enough to cause trouble for you, I will deal with it. Now, with that, it goes to say that a former member of the Polar Night City and one of the founders of the Dream Club who followed Messiah. Now, again, this being relatively closely tied to Messiah, who I would argue is just one of the most insane units in the game. Messiah is just kind of ridiculous. He AoE, gives himself invincibility, like he's just nuts. So I'm kind of interested to see like if there's any sort of like shared dynamic type of mechanics with characters that have some sort of relation to certain characters or correlation to characters, or even if there's like dialogues that happen in the game, which I think would be really cool if certain characters are going up against each other or hit a certain type of character. That would also be like really cool to see. Now for the report too, it says, I run the Jin Hawaii restaurant left by my father alone, serving as the owner, chef, and waiter. So that does give us a little bit more context, right? So let's actually blow up this picture so you can see like the full body for him. So that kind of like, it's really cool to see his sword. It's kind of like a chain, like it's definitely a blade, but it definitely kind of almost gives like pillar or like cylinder block type vibes. But it's like a whip in the same breath. So it's like really cool. I can't wait to actually see the animations because you already kind of can see how there's like slashes like coming off of his body. So I'm going to almost presume that he does sword slashes, and that's going to be really, really sick. To be honest, like I feel like that's going to be really, really sick if he has something like that in his kit. And then on top of that, the other thing that I think he's probably going to be is a poisoner. Again, his name is Viper. It is kind of giving that aesthetic or vibe with, the green and specifically like that poison green. And then when you look at his sword, he actually has, and let's try to get in a little closer, you'll see there's like a snake symbol, I think right there, right? So it just ties in, I think even on his belt, you kind of see that there's a snake symbol there. And then the other thing is too, I think another like tailing thing, and no pun intended, I don't know if anyone probably noticed this, but coming off of his back, he actually has a rattlesnake tail, right? Or a viper tail, I guess. Like, so I was like, okay, there's a lot of indicators here that this guy is going to be obviously some sort of DOT damager. And so that's what I feel like he's really going to be bringing to the table, which I think is going to be cool, right? Because we didn't really dabble too much into DOT damage. I think maybe burn a little bit because the first SSR you get for free, she's like a burn character. But yeah, poison, I'm actually really interested to see how this unit is going to potentially scale in the game, and then of course, like, you know, the implementation, like how much can you stack poison in the game? Like that's going to be really interesting to see. So the last report, it says here, is no matter how many storms he had experienced in the past, now he just wanted to stay away from all disputes and return to a peaceful life. So like, despite the type of character he seems like he's going to be, seems like he's like a fairly peaceful character, but there's going to be obviously something, knowing that what this game is already presenting, that's going to draw him in and have him have to leave his life of, you know, being a restaurant owner, then, you know, having to obviously engage in conflict, which is something he seems to be trying to avoid altogether. So I feel like this is a really, really cool character design. I think that, again, for it to be an SR, this is something that I'm really looking forward to. I think that that's one of the big things about like games like Dislight, for example, is like you have some pretty neat designs coming from certain characters. And then like, again, one of the big things that's going to end up being a thing that players are going to absolutely want, and this is a message to you devs, is skins. Okay. I think that that's the biggest thing that's going to come out of all of this. You have such cool looking characters. And even if a character might not necessarily look cool to everybody, you can always make a character and reimagine them and make them cool to a person by releasing skins, right? And that's an easy way to bring in revenue, considering that it doesn't necessarily always have to be the gacha that's draining people. It could literally be, hey, you want these skins for these characters, you're gonna have to pay for them. But if the game is more free-to-play friendly, people aren't going to mind doing that. So yeah, guys, this is basically the tease for Viper. We're probably going to start seeing gameplay rolling out soon. I think that they've been kind of holding off just so that they would have stuff to share, because the beta registration on the CN side will be closing in like the next 2 weeks or so. So when that does happen, we will be, like I said, in the testing the game out. We'll be definitely trying out some of these new units. So let me know what you guys think so far. Are there some characters that you're like, I hope, you know, they do better with like maybe a skin in the future, or have you been actually really liking the character designs? So that's going to be that with this one, guys. Everyone stay blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.